The one time they're useful.
Yes.
How many times have I seen derailed stuff go over derailers and just stay derailed? I'm like, why?
Yes.
Why did you?
All right, so that last car is giving me an issue. I have to figure out what the issue with that is.
It was nice having you as well. Easy Buds, thank you for coming. You're always welcome. I should be live every Saturday. Not always this layout. Recently it's been this layout a lot. But we should be live every Saturday.
I am exactly completely. I need a drink. I'm so happy right now. I can't believe that train was derailed back there. I hit it, backed it up, and coupled and derailed it.
The caboose seems a little shaky right now.
That's okay. We're gonna get it to a safe zone. Let's just about all I want to do is get it out. Get it out to where I can reach it. That's where it is. Into the town that I call Nashville. This area over
I wanted to see all that shaking go through a turnout. I think it's derail on that turnout. I know it's a reachable spot. But
I just saw it.
let's see it get stuck somewhere.
Maybe I'll just bring it down to where the other trains are railed and see what's going on.
All right, well,
Phil, thanks for stopping by. Easy Buds, I know everybody's saying their goodnights right now.
Yeah, well, it is midnight 30. It's 12:30, so I will hand it off. I will say goodnight to everyone. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for staying with us. Let's go see Jay on his channel. And I will be there in a few minutes. I just want to pack up my stuff and hand off with Jim afterwards. So good night, everyone. Thank you for coming. See you all next week. Have a good night. And let's hope I have time to make a video this week, but I don't have any plans. Maybe Jim should make a video of his train running around his layout this week.
I owe Holly a video.
Yes, you do. All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Hello everybody, welcome to the stream, and something just happened because everything on the layout stopped. Of course, right as I pushed the live button. But of course. Alright, well, we'll start off the stream with some gremlins, so here we are. Let's go figure out what's going on over here. Oh, and here, let me turn on this. This is one of the new cams for tonight. You know, everybody's got those. I've talked about it. Some of the guys have heard me talk about it. Some of the streamers have their cat cams, dog cams, whatever cam. And apparently that's part of what happened too. Yeah. So let's fix that. You didn't do that, did you, Miranda? Naughty lizard. Alright, so let's try this again. Seemed like everything just kind of all fell apart all at the same time, so... Wow, all the gremlins showed up all at the same time. So... Everybody's got their cat cams, dog cams, whatever cam. This is the Miranda cam. Yeah, mustache, Mike. It definitely seems like that. Thank you for the comments on the layout. The Beardy cam, yes. We have the Beardy cam. Don't mind the echo in the background. That's my chat that I need to turn down the volume for the stream. So let's figure out what happened, because something split. Oh, I see what happened. Tonight is just the night for misbehaving locomotives, apparently. Let's see if we can get this back on the track without everything going haywire. See if that lets the... Yep. Alright, so now, the fun part, we get to restart 4 trains all at the same time. Firebox on the Challenger? No, we do not have Firebox on the Challenger. Alright, let's figure out what's going on here. Firebox on the Challenger, Firebox on the Challenger. Alright. This is another one that's been acting up tonight. This is my Concord Challenger. And on the track with the Concord Challenger is the thing that caused everything to short out, which is the Concord U50. Let me fix this camera real quick. Oy! Let me turn on a multicam here so that you can see all the different cameras. Oh, and some of these have resized themselves. How nice of them. Let me fix this real quick. There we go. Oh, Lord. Yep, everything that can go wrong is all at the same time. That's great. Love it when that happens. Okay. We'll leave it like that for now. So those 2 trains are now moving. Now to get the other 2 moving. We'll get back to the chat here momentarily. Just bear with me 1 second. Let's see, where are we at in relation to everything else? Oh, actually, everything's in a pretty decent state. Let's go ahead and get these moving. And now we'll go to this, start it up. Come on. Okay, this one was at like 15. Okay. Let's hope that runs for a little bit now. Everybody stops behaving poorly tonight, please. Would be appreciated. There. Alright, everything else. Okay. Alright, so back to the chat. Ugh. Alright, let's get back up here and welcome everybody in. Appropriately Raven, good evening, sir. Sorry I missed you over in Kevin's. I was dealing with this, as you can see. Oh, that's why my cameras are all kind of goofy right now. Not all the lights on. Or where they should be. There we go. Loop cam. Oh, the loop cam. Park loop cam's actually in a pretty decent spot. Alright, one's going down the loop, one's coming up the loop. Alright, cool. Tinsley Field, welcome to the channel. Or to the broadcast. Josh Cannon. Dathanpool. Dathanpool? It's a new. Uh-oh. Come on, Challenger. Hello? Oh. Our, alright. Something is again throwing this U50 off the track I thought I had fixed, and apparently I have not. Something's throwing this front truck of the U50 off the track at the top of the hill where the turnout is. It was doing it earlier. It's never done it before. Then again, I can't remember if I've ever run the U50 this direction or not. I may end up having to pull the U50 off. Because it's behaving poorly tonight. And I'm not going, I really don't want to deal with that tonight. Oh, and now, okay, yeah. Alright, so the U50 is coming off. And we'll just put the U50 on the behaving naughty table. And we will put in a substitute. Now, whether I'm going to be shooting myself in the foot doing this or not remains to be seen, but we shall see. I did fix the issue that this locomotive, or should say, its tender was having last week. Which was the turbine. The tender was behaving naughtily and disconnecting all the time. Mustache Mike, what do you mean by A12? What's an A12? What the? Oh yeah, it's gonna be one of those nights. Well, we might not be putting the turbine's tender on. Okay, the pin's still in it. Whew. Apparently the pin for the turbine's tender is not in a good way. I will fix the music here in a minute. I was trying to go for like a nice Celtic feel, and it's got a Celtic feel, but it's also got a what am I hearing feel to it as well. Alright, there's that. We got some new locomotives for tonight as well. Or, well, we've got one that can be run on DC, or DCC. The other one's still DC only, because its decoder didn't arrive like I expected it to. And lovely shipping service pushed it back to Monday. So, yeah, go figure. Alright. Okay. Oh, here goes nothing. Mars light. Well, that's not it. 5? Nope. There we go. We got all our headlights on now. Alright. So, cross your fingers. Everybody hold on to your butts. Because, yeah. 3976. Are we going to behave properly? Please tell me you are. Firebox. Headlight. Okay. Forward, please. Okay. Why does that tender look like it's off the tracks? Well, we'll find out at the turnout if it's off the tracks or not. I'll be fixing the park loop cam here in just 1 second. As soon as they get the trains going again. No, tender's not off tracks. Huh. Interesting. Tender's moving, or turbine's moving, Challenger's moving. Okay. Let's get our faithful FTs up here. The FTs are literally the only locomotive set tonight that's been behaving like it should be. Funny enough. Oh yes, I forgot I have to start this one. Okay. Okay, is everybody running well? Everybody's running well for the moment. Knock on wood. Yeah. Yeah. Ow! Found the stand with all the... Alright. I've had about enough of this already. We're going back to the old tried and true. Oh, this doesn't look right. Alright, I just want to make sure everything's going around the track right before I focus on the music real quick. So give me 1 second. Make sure that the turbine didn't throw its truck off the track. The turbine did not. The turbine seems to behave a lot better than that U50, so I'm going to have to figure out why. Oh. The Challenger has no headlight. That's awesome. That's easy to fix at least. There we go. Alright. Everything else is behaving. Behave. All of you. Yeah. Next. What in the world? Okay, just stop. Apparently, the music tonight has just lost its mind. So, Dave, is there a way to search for previous searches and things you played? I guess we'll go with that. There we go. Talk to your trains too. Yeah, I know. Mine tend to be behaving very poorly lately, and it's kind of annoying because it's not like I ignore them or neglect them or anything of that nature. They're very well maintained. Oh, it looks like I've got a spider making a web from the train station to the building over here. Okay. Anyways, I gotta get back to chat. Everything else is working out. Other than it looks like the turbine's about to run over the Challenger. Alright, let me slow the turbine down some. There we go. How about we give the Challenger a few extra steps. There. They're not horribly out of sync, but enough to annoy me. Anyways. Alright. Okay. So, again, sorry everybody. ONR, welcome to the stream. I still need to properly welcome everybody. Jason Poole, Josh Cannon, George, welcome to the stream. MVRR, Russ, of course, Russ rocking trains and stuff. Mustache Mike, welcome, sir. Dave, of course, the one and only Scott's Rails. Peter Meningen, welcome and aloha. Welcome to the stream, sir. John Morphy, welcome to the stream. Get through this saying hi to everybody, and I can finish saying what's on the track. Kevin, of course, welcome to the stream, sir. Thank you for all the shout outs. We were feeling brave tonight, decided to try 4 trains. That's worked out just astonishingly bad. Easy Buds, welcome to the stream for the first time. Thank you very much for coming. It's already as easily as exciting as the tail end of Kevin's stream already, with all the nonsense and locomotive and cars that I've had to put in the timeout lane. Looks like we've got everything fairly well worked out. For those of you that are new, oh, Russ, I'll calm down once I get everything running as it should. I need to check a few things with some of the cameras. Yeah, it's running. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I spoke too soon. And we have to stop the Challenger. Back the turbine up, because apparently the turbine decided it didn't want to pull its train anymore. I thought the camera froze, and it just turned out that that train is kind of heavy. I think that's the micro trains not want. Oh, who do we have? Jim Ayers Trains and Stuff. Thank you for the sub and welcome to the channel. We are sorting out some misbehaving locomotives and cars and whatnot. See, another time nobody can really see the turbine as it's backing up here with its nice little light I put on the back of it. The lovely fishing line used as fiber optic line. Yeah, I don't know why that did that, or why that disconnected. They're literally at the same exact height. Alright, well, so much for that. Anyways, off to the races, you. I don't think that tender cares for pulling all that weight. Hi, Michael Belts and Roro, if Roro is still there at this time of night. Welcome to the stream, sir. And ma'am. Alright, we'll just have to keep an eye on the coupling situation with the turbine. We'll keep the turbine at this nice little... I mean, technically the turbine would have been moving significantly faster. But, alright. Let's get this Challenger back to hauling the mail over here. I do have a couple of other boxcars I could have put on that train to spice it up a little bit, but figured the two Shermans on the back were spice enough. Alright, let's kick a few more notches into the Challenger, speed-wise. We can get these boxes for the turbine off the layout. And get... Oh, it did it again. It's doing it at... Okay. I know what's going on now. I can't fix it while it's up on the hill, though. That's the problem. It's disconnecting only at turnouts. So that tells me the trip pin on the coupler of the tender is catching on the turnouts. Surprisingly enough, it's actually not derailing or shorting out the system. But, I mean, actually that makes sense. They're plastic couplers, so... Oh, no, they're not going to make... That's great. Okay. Yep, that's exactly what it is. The trip pin's acting up. Alright. So we'll do what we did last week. And we will run without the tender for now. I will fix the trip pin. And then we'll put the tender back in. So, back to forward you. Alright. Challenger, let's go. Oh. It's having its intermittent issue right where it's sitting. That's awesome. That's a bad spot to have your issue, bud. Oh. This Challenger hasn't been torn down in a while. I'm having a feeling that's in its near future. This next week. But we're gonna fix this tender's low trip pin issue right now. Because I ain't got time for that. So when the turbine comes around, we'll go ahead and put the tender back on. Alright. And we'll fix... Oh! It looks like the... Looks like the cam in the park loop has frozen because the camera's been moved. I mean, I want to thank it for trying to help hide the situation going on over here. But, yeah. It should, since it, It should remind you of the Big Boy because it is the predecessor to the Challenger. So let's see. Let's find out what the park loop cam will deactivate it and reactivate it. And there we go. Park loop is back. Just needs some slight adjustments. Yeah, looks like it's actually pretty good. Okay. Hello, GW Rail. Welcome to the stream. Alright, so for the rest of the presentation as to what we have running tonight, I had mentioned the Challenger and at the time U50. Well, now it's the River Rossi Concours Challenger that's been remotored with an ESU, DCC, and sound in it. And then what's now on the same track with it is the Concours River Rossi. It's actually not even River Rossi. It's the Concours Kato turbine. It is an SP veranda turbine, which I know will trigger some people, but I personally love the thing. Also with ESU, DCC, and sound in it. Added custom Mars light, added the custom regular lights, number board lights, has a custom backup light. So it has a lot of the same features that the Scale Trains does without all the detail the Scale Trains does, at significantly cheaper than the Scale Trains veranda. On the other line, we have, where is the other train? Is it? Oh, it's honestly that close. On the other line, we have a nice pair of Microtrains FT units, FTF units. I don't even know how to say that properly, but they're FTF units, both powered. Awesome locomotives. I picked them up for a steal. They are in Milwaukee Road livery. Picked them up for a steal at a train show. Marked as used from one of my favorite vendors, or used to be favorite vendors, at the train show. And were originally purchased to run my wife's candy train, which they do still run the candy train. But I've decided, since it's not pulling the candy train, why not get them out and exercise them? So here they are. Wasn't the Challenger the predecessor of the Big Boy? Yes, it was. Am I muted? Can you guys even hear me? You guys should be able to hear me, yeah? Okay. Yeah, so the Challenger was the predecessor to the Big Boy. And still, well, 3985 isn't technically running yet, but it's in process of getting there. So, they still mark 4014 and 3985 being two of the largest still in active service steam engines on the planet. So I am going to slow the Challenger down while I'm just going to go ahead and stop the Challenger while I put the turbine's tender back on. I said it tonight, I've got the track for it. I've got the space for it. Why not try and I stress the word try, to do what I used to when I first built the layout, which was run more than one train, which is kind of the beauty of having a layout this size, is that you can run multiple trains on the same track. Obviously it's gone less than stellar tonight, but that's no fault of the tracks. That's the fault of me and the equipment. So, man, trying to put stuff back on the track on these super elevated curves is fun. Let me tell you. And then hook it back up together. All a learning experience. I need to start adopting the KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid. Alright, so I think that one is now back underway. We'll see how the tender plays out. Oh, coupler. Oh, nope. For some reason, the coupling between the tender and the locomotive is again being a bit difficult, which is funny because against the height gauge, it was fine. Why did it stop? Come on. There you go. You can do it. You can do it. If this continues to act goofy, then I'll just have to check the locomotive against the gauge again. Yeah, Jim, we're looking at you. Thanks, Kevin. You're a ton of help. Okay. Yeah, Jim was on the books for 2 or 3 hookups tonight. Keep forgetting what this locomotive's number was. Alright, we'll do that, and we'll actually kick the Challenger up. Oh! You know, it hasn't done that all night, and tonight it hasn't. Nope, lake cam or park view cam's being moved again as I squeeze it here and try not to knock everything over. I must have had this car derailed or something, because the front truck was derailed on it. Alright, come on, bro. You gotta get moving. Where is the other train? Oh, it's over there. Why is this? Why are you like this? Alright. Round 2. Or 50 at this point. I don't know. Something like that. Okay. And we'll go back to that. Okay. We can get maybe one lap without any issues. That'd be great. All because I wanted to add a tender back in. You believe this? Over ambitious tonight, I suppose. Oh. My, Dash 8 is about to get run over by the Milwaukee Road, apparently. Good night, eBuds. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Thank you for coming by. Sorry, everything started out like it did. That definitely was not the plan. Here, let's kick it into high gear with the Dash 8. Get the Dash 8 on top of the hill, because it should be coming down starting down the other side, not getting ready to be touched by the Milwaukee Road. And so I figured and so that's the last locomotive I didn't get a chance to introduce, was the Southern Pacific. Was it a C40-8 locomotive that is pulling the Southern Pacific Wrecker train, which apparently tonight has definitely come in handy. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and give the Challenger a few more steps. They're actually doing fairly well. Some will even be, for the most part. Bro, you just are you and your tender just not getting along tonight, or what? All right, well, I know that the come on, the Challenger's coming, bro. Apparently, I'll have to sit and have a look at the coupler on the back of the locomotive. I know the locomotive to the cars works because that's how it ran pretty much all last week. So we're gonna put it up there. I'm gonna pull the tender off and just set it off for now. And I don't know if it's the train that in all fairness, the train that the turbine is pulling is rather heavy. So I don't know if it's just because there's so much weight, they're coming out of alignment. That's what's forcing it out of alignment, or what's going on there. But welcome to the stream, BNSF, and Lost Souls Railroad. Welcome to the stream. The BNSF, you know, it's for me. N scale was because, you know, it's one of the first I remember growing up. You know, first train set when I was like, I don't know, 6, I think, when I got it for Christmas. I remember pulling each of the parts of it. Didn't even actually come as a present wrapped under the tree. It was actually as a stocking stuffer. And I remember pulling each piece of the train set out of the stocking. It was an old, well, now old. Back then it was brand new. Bachmann Amtrak set with, I think it was either the F3 or the F7. And then those 3 Skyview cars. I can't remember what they're called. They're dome liner maybe. But they're the ones like the Alaska train has today. Where it's basically dome front to back. And it came with 3 of those, and I love that train so much, I ran it until I literally melted the motor down in the F unit. And it was a Bachmann, of course, but GW Rail, thank you very much. Okay, I could actually slow this guy down now. Okay. How big is the layout? The layout is 8 foot on the longest, which is where the turbine is right now and the lake loop is. That is the longest leg at 8 feet long, and it is 12 foot wide. It's a horseshoe essentially, and the short side is not much shorter than 8 foot, but it's maybe 6-8 inches shorter than the long side. But it is it's not set onto the end of an 8 foot already, like because the biggest piece is 4x8, which is the lake side. Then the piece that runs along the back is 3x8, and then the small piece is actually 3 in the narrow spot it's 3, and the wider spot it's probably closer to 4 by like 4.5 feet, something like that. So it's, subsequently smaller modules. Man, Dave, this is where I really envy you have your little desk sitting right at the edge of the railroad, and you can control all the trains from there. I mean, I guess if I put the Cabo 3 or Cabo 6 that I have on this side of the layout where it used to live way back when, I could actually control the trains from the desk. I just wouldn't have access to all the fine parts or controls. Which one, Raven? Rainbow Hair Lifeguard Ashley, welcome to the stream. I found it on eBay, Rainbow. That's where Ashley, that's where I found it. I found it on eBay, and it cost me about $340. So my daughter's first train definitely was more expensive than my first train. So here, we'll go ahead, shut off the multi-view, and we'll go ahead and pop around some of the other views. I need to fix that camera. I don't know why or how that one got bumped, but that one should be looking more like that. Layout, basically the overall layout, GW is 8x12. It's an 8x12 horseshoe. And I tried to keep it 3 foot deep where I couldn't get around all sides so that I could still reach, because I'm 6 foot plus with really long orangutan arms, so I can reach across pretty far. Here's the station city cam. Get a nice view of the FTs as they come by. Just gonna get a quick view, check our spacing. Spacing's looking okay. Looks like the Challenger losing ground to the turbine now, so I'm gonna have to go make an adjustment. But oh yeah, GW, it's a very, very good size layout. This is a modification of the track plan that it had before I put it away for 8 years, essentially. originally, when I put it away 8 years, this was single track, almost the exact same layout, but single track only. And it had a huge yard right here where you see the building with the Coca-Cola sign. There was a huge yard in there. You're 6 foot minus, dude. That's funny. You look like you're pretty close to my heights. Uh-oh. Those tanks are looking like they're about to depart. I need to make a speed adjustment real quick anyways, so this works out. I'm definitely going to have to work on wiring up that cab on the other side so that I can actually control the trains from over there. Save me from having to walk back and forth so much. Yeah, the turbine's catching on the Challenger. We'll slow the turbine down just a bit. And we'll go back to that. The FTs will give them another speed step. And we'll leave it. The other thing I really need to do is just get JMRI set up. I get JMRI set up and I could literally be controlling it from the computer over here. So that is definitely something I can put on the to-do list next week because that's really easy. Oh, oh, yes. I actually entered that one earlier. I've been watching him forever. And when I saw that, I was like, ooh. Yeah, no, that thing's looking really good. I'm a little... I mean, obviously, the fluids that we use for smoke nowadays are better than the fluids they used for smoke back in the day. So... Yeah, Lost Souls, it's a very nice looking one. I'm going to fix this loop cam again now that I can see it. There we go. It's a little bit better view. Eventually these will all be permanently mounted and this won't be an issue. Just haven't gotten that far yet. But you know, I've had the Athearn Challengers. I have a Concord Challenger. And the Concord Challenger is great, but the one thing that it suffers from is pickup issues. Because it's only pulling from 8 of the drive wheels, because the other 4 have traction tires. And it doesn't have any electrical pickup in the tender. Now, I have been toying with the idea of adding the electrical pickup to the tender. It wouldn't be difficult to do. I just have to do it. And I think that would go heaps towards actually improving its reliability. The other thing I can do as well is I do have a set of TCS Keep Alives. I have like 2 or 3 sets of the TCS Keep Alives that I could put in there. And I have seen the TCS has come out with, since I've gotten back into the hobby, TCS has come out with much smaller Keep Alives that could be used for N scale. So now let's see if I can adjust these tanks without knocking the cars off the tracks. There we go. Well, that's not too bad spacing now. Okay. Awesome. BNSF, I can't remember what's his, it's the guy that does the coffee and trains. Can't remember the name of the channel for the life of me right now. But oh, let's get rid of all the other cams on that one real quick, just so you can get a nice overview. So, GWR, the plan for this particular loop is to actually make it. Here, we'll go back out. We'll go to Facecam. So the plan for that loop, which is right there, is I'm calling it the park loop because the plan is to make it a park. Let me show you what the here, big layout. So here, we'll go ahead and open this on this screen. And so I have found the AI image that it did of the So this is the loop, what I call the park loop. This is my vision for the park loop. Yeah, the little tiny one is doing well. I don't have it pulling much. I call it the little tiny one, but it's only a 4-axle versus the 6 of the larger CWs. But this is my vision of inside that loop that we were just looking at. So because I wanted a park, because I had seen since I was a kid, you know, the pictures in the Walters magazines of the carnival rides and stuff. Well, now I found a shop on eBay that actually makes animated versions of these carnival rides where they actually work. And I thought, oh my God, that would be so freaking cool to have like a park with a carnival going on inside it, or even like a small little, like, you know, we have what's called a ride land at one of the parks here in Fresno, where the Fresno Chaffee Zoo is. How cool would it be to put something like that on the layout? And so I went to, thanks to Dan Crane II, gave me the idea. He's like, hey, why don't you pop all your ideas, like a picture of the loop, and, you know, see what it spits out. And so I told it I want a park with a ride land and a train going around the actual park area. And so it took a couple of tries, but this finally came out, and I went, that's it. That's what I want. That's my vision. So that's the plan for inside this loop. So that's the vision for that space. Now that loop is going to change this next week. You see the stack of track that's on the inside of the loop currently. That is Kato super elevated. The inner is 17 5/8 inch. The outer is 18 7/8 inch radius. And there is 2 transition pieces in that stack, and then a straight piece. So this loop is going to get just a little smaller, so it's probably going to have to change this view, or that view idea of that park. But yeah. DC Escape, welcome to the stream. As a skateboarder, I wish to have a replica of my local skate park on my layout, even though it's not next to any tracks. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I don't see any problem with that whatsoever. Uh-oh. How did that happen? The Challenger has managed to somehow chase down the turbine. Turbine must have stalled somewhere. You going, you? Now, for anybody that's wondering why some of my trains seem to be having a little bit of issue pulling what seems like not a very long train, these trains are still very heavy, even though they might not look like it in a 10 scale. They're pretty freaking heavy. The stuff that I use to clean and maintain the tracks keeps a very fine conductive film or conductive lubricant on the track, and it's meant to aid and assist DCC locomotives in being less prone to losing contact or juice. It's help protect conductivity. And so a lot of these locomotives tend to lose a little of their grunt or oomph as a result. So that's why some of these seem like they're losing out a little bit and seem to be acting up. And in most cases, they're not acting up. They're just they're slipping, and I don't have the ability to hit a sander button to fix the issue, so kind of stuck there. Lost Souls. I'm trying to hammer out details for buildings to streets and a station for my layout and Nocturne Hollow. Well, Lost Souls, you could do like I did. Give me 1 second, I'll grab the bottle. You can pick it up at, in the States, you can pick it up. I'm going to guess you're probably in the UK. You should still be able to order it from Midwest. But this is the stuff I use. Sorry. I'm fat, old, and crippled. So, this is the stuff that I use for maintaining the tracks. And Paul Ronald, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the channel. This is stuff I use, and I have tried just about everything to clean track and everything. And Randall, welcome to the stream. Hello. Tried everything to keep the stream. This stuff actually works pretty good, and believe it or not, even after like a night like tonight, I use the really god awful expensive CMX cleaning cars. I use that to disperse the ACT on the track, and I can do 2 or 3 laps per main line, and the rail's clean. You can run your finger across it. There's not a bit of dirt on the track. Your finger will be wet though. The instructions do say come behind it with a towel, and you can do that. I don't, but even if you did, these would still be slipping. So I need to probably get some microfiber towels to go around and wipe the rails after I clean them. But it works. I makes it so easy. You don't have to fight with nothing. Josh, have a great night. Thank you for coming out. Where is it? Morris Green, welcome to the channel. Typical model railroad, nothing but track and cars. Well, at the moment, if you look at Roro, welcome to the stream. So if you look on this screen, Morris Green, you can see these styrofoam blocks that are sitting right here. I'm in the process of building up everything for the scenery right now, so that I can have it not be just cars and track, because I do want more scenery. The airplanes that you see sitting over here on the layout, you know, the FedEx, because I just like taking the poke at Dave. I've modified a geometry car as my track cleaner. Oh, nice. That's very creative. The turbine is now catching the Challenger. Slow. And Challenger, a little bit more pep in its step. And we'll go ahead and slow the FTs down again. Give it one tick. Alright. But anyways, that stuff, it just works. And in my opinion, I've never been able to get my track, you know, as clean as that stuff makes it. Like, ever, period. But anyways, yeah, when it comes to the scenery, you know, I've been wanting to get to the scenery for a very long time. And I've been having to wait on track orders because, you know, I placed an order at one time and, you know, they'll ship it in 3 different sections, and I'm willing to bet because it's as they, you know, they may be waiting for something to come in so that they can then send it to me. They know it's on the way, whatnot. That's after I ordered that through Model Train stuff like that, and it's really the first time that Model Train stuff, to me, really felt they kind of did me dirty in a way by doing that. I mean, they shipped it out in a fairly timely manner, but the second half of what, like, I got all the curves to do, like, the lake loop in before I got the transition pieces to transition off the super elevated curves. So it really slowed me down. And so it really did me no favors, which was kind of irritating. So it slowed the whole process down some. And then, you know, I got everything in, and it turned out, oh, look, you didn't have enough to do everything you wanted to do. So I had to order some more stuff and wait for that to come in. So on the bright side, everything you see here on the lake loop as far as the risers go, oh, and it's flickering. How nice. Everything you see as far as the risers is glued now. There's no pins holding the risers anymore. So that has moved on from that stage. Experimenting with designing and 3D printing track cleaners. Oh, that's awesome, GW. Just be careful. I don't know enough about 3D printing yet. I hope to at some point. But it's the materials with whatever people may be deciding to use for cleaners. Like, I don't know how ACT will act with some of the filaments or resin. I think it's with the resin printers, you use alcohol to actually clean it, don't you? Good night, Kevin. Thank you for coming and hanging out, and great stream tonight. We'll catch you again, sir. Have a good evening. And thank you for having me as your after party. So big improvement over here. You know, the risers are now glued in place. I can now start gluing all of the blocks. I had my glue gun like Dave's literally all but explode on me earlier today when I started putting these blocks in, which is why you only see like 5 blocks in, is because, or not today, it was yesterday it exploded. And so I just took the white glue and white glued those blocks down for now. Lost Souls, if I win a Challenger Fresno, maybe I'll send it to you to run it on the layout for me. You know what? I wouldn't complain, Lost Souls. And it would be an honor, honestly. You know, this, what you see, at least in this part, that's pretty much, well, the shape of the track layout. I can show you, let me do a quick check of trains to make sure we're not going to have any catastrophes while I do this. I can show you what's going to happen inside this loop. It's going to be the lake loop still, but it's going to be a little bit different. This, open, zoom in, and boom. This is what is going to be inside that loop that we were just looking at. Now, the radius, excuse me, the radius of the curves that were used for this AI picture were about 3 inches tighter than what's there now. So you can imagine how much bigger that area is going to be now. So, yeah, but that's what's going to be inside this loop area. And it's, you know, it's right in line with what I had originally wanted to do anyways in this area. So, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Well, Dave, apparently my auto scene switcher, or my advanced scene switcher, is not working. Because it should have... Oh. Alright, Jim, thank you for coming and hanging out. And we'll catch you later, sir. Yes, Roro, that was also generated with AI. Okay, it never changed the scene. Why did it not ever change? Well, my auto scene switcher was not working. Huh. Oh, there it went. No, I guess it is going to work. Alright, well, I mean, that's a small victory, I suppose. All right. Well, so I'm gonna have to figure out something. I have to run to go take my older daughter to work real quick. DC Skater, yes, it does. It has ESU, DCC, and sound. It has a Loc Sound 4 decoder in it. Loc Sound Micro V4 is the decoder that's in it. Trying to figure out how I can do this. I can't leave 2 trains on 1 track, obviously, and not be in here. That's just not going to work. Oh, this music is right at midnight here? Yeah, I don't know why. This is a definite odd one. I need to be going through and adding these to make a just playlist so I can only have the ones that I want on here. But, you know, everybody, I hate to really do this, but this was something that I thought was handled and apparently was not. So, I got to make sure that she can get to work. So, have a good night, Lost Souls. Thank you for coming by. Everybody, I'm going to have to end up cutting it short. I thought I had a budget for a stream window, and my backup did not. My backup fell asleep on me. So, looks like I am kind of stuck for tonight. So, unfortunately, I'm gonna probably have to, yeah, cut it short. Oh, I did want to show this for anybody that missed it and came on after I showed it off. We have a new camera. We have the Beardy Cam. This is Miranda the Bearded Dragon. So, we now have a Bearded Dragon cam. I figured, why not? And no, she is alive. You can see my fingers on the glass. She's not stuffed. She's just being very lazy at the moment. You know, Roro or Mike, I can do that. How'd you manage to do maintenance on N scale Steam and know all the tiny parts it has to? Lots of patience, DC. Lots and lots and lots of patience. That's literally all I can say. Because, and you know, I broke a few. I'm not gonna lie. But I broke some of my cheaper ones. So, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this. Take my daughter to work. I'll come back. And we'll kind of see where we're at. Again, I'm really sorry, everybody, but I gotta get her to work. I'm always telling everybody else in their streams it's always family first. This one, my wife, who does still work, fell asleep. I'm not gonna fault her for it. You know, so everybody, thank you. And who knows, maybe we'll throw, maybe we'll try one tomorrow and a little earlier in the day. If I do get a chance to do one tomorrow, I will go ahead and actually post it. So if you're subbed and you have the notifications turned on, you'll get the notification that I've scheduled a stream. Or if you're browsing YouTube, it will pop up. And yeah, and maybe I can get a few of these things ironed out and other things done. So anyways, everybody have a good night, And I thank you again for coming out. So have a great night, everybody, and we'll catch you later. Thanks again for coming by.